All right, part two. In this part, I'm gonna kind of more focus on just my ride through this, from the point of my breakup until where I am today, and what were the most critical sort of like milestones. What were the and how I've changed, or just I'm gonna try to focus more on my perspective of things. So let's dive right into this. So of course, so this is 2 years on from my initial breakup, and before I go into this, I want to just say that of course, like talking about all of this stuff, you've got to be mindful of because you don't want to linger in the past. And big part of moving on is not thinking about your ex. But having said that, and I'm gonna dive right into like everything, but talking is also very important, and you're going to hear me mention that in a few minutes. Okay, so let's get right into this. Breakup was 2 years ago, the first one. It was really brutal, as some of you might know. You know, my ex went off with someone else, and I was basically kind of begging her and crying, and it was really bad. It was a really bad time for me, and I spent like maybe the first week was really hard, and hardcore. I was like, researching, studying, trying to find out, as much as I could about what was going on with me mentally, and physically. Learned about self love, and realized that I had never really kind of like anyway, this is, if I go into too much detail, it's going to take forever. So let's kind of like glide through this. The first 3 months, you're going to need to talk. You're going to need people to listen because there's so much figuring out that that needs to happen in your mind, that if I say try not to think of your ex in the first 3 months, it's really going to be impossible. Okay? I believe that the first the beginning of it, there needs to be a lot of venting. There needs to be a lot of, because your mind needs to like process what's just happened. So for me, what I did was I got closer to my family. I got closer to some close friends. I Therapy it was very useful. I saw three different therapists. It's true, I only maybe saw one time, another one 3 or 4 times, and I found one online that was incredible, that I learned so much from. His name is Dr. Friedemann Schwab. Not cheap, but I don't care, worth it. It was worth it. He taught me so much about the journaling and how our mind is conditioned. Yeah, he was a big part of my education, but of course, like, there's so much that available to us online that we can learn about all of this. So therapy was so important. Why? Because you need to talk. You need someone to listen. Okay? And that's why if you go online, you're going to see people just wanting to share their stories because they just want to share and they need to be heard. You don't even like if don't even need to give advice. You just listening can be enough, because when you get to speak, you get to process. So make some notes if you can of like the things that helped me. They might also help you. So being able to speak is really important. I tell you, I was surprised that very quickly you realize who really cares about you the most, because it's not easy to just constantly be listening to someone who's talking about the same thing, like their breakup. And I was doing that. And, even your family will get tired of you. Even your closest friends will get tired of you, which is why I highly recommend, and I've mentioned in my other videos, like one of the so therapists was something I did. You go going on YouTube a lot and just watching videos like this, or videos that had good wisdom for, helping you, to do the right thing. Not so that you're going to be using them as a, to limp along. No, like stuff that is going to help you, practical advice that you can implement to help you move out of this. So therapists, YouTube, reading books was really important for me. I read some really great books. I can recommend a few if people are interested. In the comments, I'll reply to you. One of the most important ones that I did was I was on this website called loveshack.org. There's a section there to do with breakups, and you can read people's breakup stories, and God, like, way worse stories than mine. So, I'm sure you guys will find way worse stories than yours too, and it will make you appreciate what you're going through isn't so bad, and just seeing that you're not the only person going through this, that everyone goes through this, no matter who, how rich, how poor, how good looking, how ungood looking, how talented, how untalented, no matter who you are at all levels of society, there's hundreds of thousands of people who are going through this as well as you. So I took a lot of comfort in that. But the thing is, you have to remind yourself, because if you get away from these things that help you, whether it's therapists, going on YouTube, or going on Love Shack to be reminded, if you get away too much, then you'll start to feel alone. You'll start to it's not a good thing. So you've got to give yourself the healing tools that you need. Journaling was a huge thing for me. I would say that was the most important thing that helped me, because it allows you to put out everything that's going in your mind, and then really it breaks yourself down, your mind down, so that you can really heal yourself, become your own coach. Very important. So yeah, I was doing that, but here's what one of the, I would say, as important as the journaling was, I met someone on loveshack.org who was going through breakup as well, and she just came along one day and was like, hey, posted, does anyone want to just talk, outside of this, and then I responded, I'm like, yes, sure. And I did that for myself, because you need to talk, and there's no better person to listen, I think, than someone who's going through it as well, because you guys can, and I call it being breakup buddies. So try and find a breakup buddy that you can kind of do you remember Anger Management, that movie where they have anger allies, and they kind of look out for each other? It's the same sort of thing. When you feel like you're gonna email your ex or break contact your breakup buddy, and then they'll help you. And you got to coach each other too. Say, hey, look, if I ever want to contact my ex, you got to stop me from doing it. Okay? So try and get a breakup buddy. I'm gonna try to brush through this a bit quicker so this video doesn't wind up being too long. But that was critical, along with journaling, and of course the therapy helped me. And then there's so many other things, like getting out of the house. I was getting out of the house. I wasn't staying indoors. I was spending most of my time outside. Even if I was working, I was working around people. I mean, I'm not such a huge social person. I'm friendly and nice, but I prefer just kind of my own space and time. So I wasn't going out partying and socializing so much, but it's still important to be around people. You don't want to isolate yourself. Don't be in your bedroom. Don't be in your bed. Get out, okay? You're going to ruin your sleep patterns if you stay in your room and if you stay in your bed, because you're going to condition your brain that the bed is a place to hang out. No, you want to keep the bed a place to sleep. So always save your bed as a place that you go to when you're very tired, and keep your brain conditioned for that. Bed is for sleep. So spend your time outside. I was doing a lot of sports. I did so much more hiking. I would go hiking once every 2 days, which was so critical to me. I was going out and I was just being grateful, doing my prayers, doing my gratefuls, doing my manifesting. And of course, I missed my ex every day. Every day I thought of her. Every day I wanted her back, for, you know, just every day I was doing that. And then she contacted me, as you know from my other video, after 4 months because her rebound didn't work out. When she contacted me, she gave me the power back. Up until that point, I had left the breakup begging her. She had been received so much power from me. And this is like something I've mentioned in my videos before, but I would just want to reiterate it, okay? That, you know, I've seen this a lot, not just in my case. I get people now, doing coaching, and I get emails, and I speak to so many people now, and I hear this so much and it happened to me a lot, and it's still happening. My ex is still contacting me. She'll contact me maybe after a month, and she'll do the same thing. Just a few days ago, she contacted me and did the same thing. Like she starts off super sweet, like, hey, how are you? I miss you. It's been so long, blah, 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 this and that. Starts off super positive, super awesome, and then there's the dig. You gotta there'll be a dig. There'll be something in there to piss you off, and the purpose of it is to get you to engage in a long conversation. And it's not necessarily going to piss you off, but what it's going to want you to do is to connect with her. Okay? So be really aware of this, and this is the point where you have to be really, really strong. Because more than anything, you want to do this. You want to engage. You want to connect with her. But keep in mind, your ex, if it's a guy, if it's a girl, most likely what they're doing is that they're not when they contact you. So a lot of people will be like, oh, will my ex contact me again? Will they contact me? Yeah, they probably will if you do strict zero no contact and move on with your life. That's the big part of it, is moving on, not just hoping they're going to contact you. Yeah, they'll contact you, but is it really you that they want? Is it you that they miss? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's very unlikely. Very unlikely. With my ex, every time she's contacting me, like, she misses the idea of me. She misses the feelings she had when we were connected, when we were in a relationship. When you're apart from someone, it's amazing how quickly you'll start to forget all the bad things about that person. And all you'll remember are the good things. Not only is it all you'll remember are the good things, but then you'll start to grow those good things. Like when she writes me emails now, I mean, it sounds like she's writing to a prophet or something. Like she's like, you were so amazing. I should have listened to you. I mean, the thing is, like, it's hard for me to sit there and be like, no, you're wrong. No, I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn right. It's natural, right? But I also am objective enough to realize what's happening with her, and she's not aware of it. That she's glorifying me in her mind. She's been thinking of me so much and not had any contact with me that she's just built me up in her mind. Okay? And this is why you guys out there have to think less of your ex. Don't build them up in your mind. Otherwise, you're going to start worshiping them. You're going to start craving them, worshiping them. And you're not going to worship them because remember what I said. You forget all the bad things. All you hold on is to the good things. And then you create this image of your person in your mind, this fantasy of your ex that you just will start missing and loving. And Am I healed of that? No. It's been 2 years, and look, I'll be totally honest. I do still go and check out, like, she has a YouTube channel, and I'll just check it out. I'll just look at it. I won't watch the videos. I'll just look at the pictures and then I'll leave. But I know what's going on with me. Like, I know it's not that I miss her. It's just I miss the fantasy, the idea of her, which wasn't who she was. It was just this fake thing that I built. That's another video. But yeah. So just keep aware of that, and with her emails, she'll email me, and then there'll be a dig in there. There'll be something in there to like try to get me And what they're going to try to get you to do is they're going to try to get you to get angry or to say something stupid or to get into a position where you're the one who's going to be chasing them. I'll tell you, for example, like with my ex, she will email me and then she'll end it really short and she'll be like, bye, take care of yourself, have a good life, kind of thing. As if like she's the one that's like ending it, right? And what I do when that happens is I just ignore. I don't reply back and then give it a few weeks and she'll write back again. So just be very aware of, if you are doing the no contact, that when your ex does contact you or might contact you, why they're doing it. They're not doing it for you. It's because they're addicted. They want their heroin dose. They want their shot. And if I were you, like I would, maybe always give less than what they give you back. I've said this in my other videos. Like if they write a paragraph, write 2 sentences back in reply. If they write 1 sentence, write half a sentence back to them. If they write 3 words, hey, what's up? Write back with nothing, you. You know what I mean? Whatever. Give them less. Don't ever give them more than they're giving you. Be very, very, very protective and diligent of that. Because if you slip and you are weak for a moment and they wind up taking the power, tell you it's brutal. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. Look at my ex. What she's going through right now, it's difficult because I'm protecting myself. All right? Anyway, so the first I tell you, the first 6 months I couldn't even breathe. Like breathing was hard for me. I couldn't catch my breath. Like for 6 months, can you imagine that? Like not being able to breathe. I was just short breathing until we got back together again. Cut a long story short, she hadn't changed one bit, and meanwhile in that 6 months I had like done so much self-development, self-improvement. Even the clothes I was wearing, she didn't recognize me. She like physically I had become way stronger, way fitter. My mentality, my positivity, my even like I said, the clothes I was wearing. I often tell people out there when I do coaching that to close your eyes and imagine yourself laughing. Imagine yourself happy. Imagine yourself confident. And then think of what you're wearing and imagine, pay attention to the details. And then when you open your eyes, work towards making that a reality. And that's what I did. So when I saw my ex after 6 months, I thought, man, she's not only not changed at all, one bit, she was actually a lot worse than when I had broken up with her. When I had broken up with her, she was physically in better shape. She just looked so much better. And then when I had reunited with her 6 months after our breakup, and just to make it clear to people out there who were wondering what's going on, I broke up with her, but the next day I wanted her back, and I was apologetic, and she had already gone off with someone else. So it was a weird breakup, but yeah. So be really try to let. All right. Here's the thing. Okay, the reason why no contact's very important is because for the first 3 months or the beginning of your breakup, you're just not going to know what you're thinking. You're just not going to really understand what you're doing. Very few people are going to have enough wisdom and strength to realize that they're just not thinking straight and that they're crazy drug addicts. If you ever have met an addict who, someone who needs their drugs, they're just not, they switch off. Their mind is off. They can only think of one thing. Most people are going through that with a breakup, and I'll see them, like I'll see the emails, I'll see some of the comments on my videos, and it's just you can't talk to those people. They're just in their zone. They only want one thing. So having a period of no contact is, and I was there too, by the way. It happened to me. Okay, so having a period of no contact is really important because it allows you to heal, and when you start to heal, you start to see things clearly. So, try to like wrap this up now. When I reunited with her, then I started really like realizing, oh, this is really not good. Like, I really dislike this person. Like, we've really kind of grown apart. I wound up going traveling, which is another thing I recommend. Why? Because it helps you create new memories so you can kind of like move forward. Meeting new people creates new memories. Just you're going to create new memories anyway. That's what time does. But the more people you can meet or the more activities and things you can do, that it's going to help create new experiences, new memories, and it's just going to be awesome. So then I went off traveling, which was really great, which was also great leaving the town I was in because wasn't thinking of her so much and all of this. And then let me talk really quickly about what I was going through at that time. I felt good at that time. I felt free, liberated. And remember, at this point now, I have the power back. So she was kind of fueling me with attention. And I was doing okay. And then I would say about 2 or 3 months into my traveling, I decided to start dating again. And wow, I started dating. Like, I've never been crazy into dating much, but I really like it started becoming a once a week thing. Just, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I basically met a lot of people, had a lot of fun, did a lot of dating, and you know what? It's good. It's healthy. You want to keep always things in balance and moderation, and keep in mind it took me 8 months to start dating after the breakup. So I would not advise rushing into dating quickly. I remember my first day, oh, it was so hard and awkward and weird. And I was sitting in front of this person at one point through the day. We were eating, and I just felt the most craziest kind of anxiety, panic overcome me. And I just want everyone out there to know that that's just normal. It's natural because your whole body is just like, you know, was connected to your ex, and now there's this whole new person in front of you that's just in your mind. You're going to be like, this person isn't nearly as good looking, isn't nearly as funny, I don't feel as comfortable with. It's just natural. It's going to take you time, okay? But hey, after about, couple of months of traveling, then dating, I started to be able to breathe again better. I did a meditation retreat, a Vipassana 10-day silent meditation. It was awesome for me. I really needed it. It was nice to not be able to talk and just enjoy where I was and not worry about anything. No cell phones, nothing. So that was a huge help for me. And then, then kind of like left to Bali, and my ex continued chasing me. Like, she's going through a really hard time at this point. And cut a long story short, yeah, that's about it. And ever since, I've just been focusing on myself. I slowly started getting an appetite back for the things I used to originally love. My business. I run a record label, my music, my martial arts. Just finding a passion again for life. And it's all about reconnecting with yourself and re-falling in love with yourself. And here's how I'm going to wrap up this video, because if you're in an unhealthy relationship, which is what I was in and which most of us are in, you'll wind up losing yourself. You should never do that. You should always be connected to yourself. You should always be doing the things you love. And if the person that you're with is not allowing you, or it's just not work, you're not able to be yourself, do the things that you love to do, when and where, you're probably not with the right person. You want to be able to be yourself and be with someone else as well. I'm not saying you want to be yourself 100%, be in your pajamas and do what you do if you were single. No, but you need to have at least 70% of yourself connected to yourself while you're in a relationship. And for many of us, including myself, being in 3+ years of relationship with someone who wasn't good for me, we weren't good for each other, I lost a lot of myself, but that's what you have to rebuild when you're healing again. So this year, I would say I started really regrowing a connection. I started watching movies again, which I always used to love, but after my breakup, just lost interest in music, refound my interest in music, and it will all come back. Believe me, people, it will all come back. This is coming from someone who came out of a brutal breakup, had no hope. Now my ex is chasing me, and I am like moving forward. Okay? So talking is important. I would highly recommend even making YouTube videos. I can't believe I haven't even mentioned that. That's been a huge tool for helping me. And I would recommend you guys to do it too. It's a good way to journal. Like, nobody knows I'm doing these videos. My family doesn't know, my friends don't know, no one knows. And for me, it's as much help. People out there always put in comments saying, thanks for your videos, you're really helping me. But you guys are as much help for me as well, because just knowing that there's other people out there going through the same thing, it's comforting. You know, we're not alone. So, and it's a good way to also journal, you know, and then you can always watch back your videos from a long time ago and then realize, wow, I've really moved on from there. Because last thing, promise, last one of the things that you don't realize is that you are improving, but the breakup's so hard that you'll be improving, but you'll still be feeling like crap. But like I said, like I wasn't able to breathe properly for 6 months, and then you'll forget those things. So it's good to like journal, remember how bad it was a month ago. All right, people, thank you for watching, really, and I send you all the best. And if there's any questions, just post them. I promise I'm not going to do 30-minute videos all the time. This was just a one-off. I wanted to do an update on where I was. And from now on, I'm going to be aiming for 5-minute videos. And yeah. All right. Good luck, everyone. Bye.